Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is the Rant. And today we're going to find out, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, there's a good boy. Come on. I don't know. We'll find out. Yo. Hello. Welcome. It's a brand new week. I'm Jade, and this is, of course, the Rant. And like always, I hope you're doing okay. Yeah. Monday morning here in Australia. Let's hope this week is not full of fires, because kind of getting sick of the smell of burning here in Australia. It's so weird. Like only a few weeks ago, here in Australia, we're complaining, going, "Where's summer? Summer seems to be late. It should have been here a couple of months ago. Shouldn't have been." And yeah, in the last week, well, the entire state of Victoria is on fire. So I'm assuming it's here, right? And it's not cool, because people are losing all their properties and stuff like that. But we don't want to talk about that. It's too depressing. We want to talk about old people, maybe. So this is a kind of series kind of thing. We'll do this all the way through the year. I've always been fascinated by old sayings, right? Like, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And things like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. What we're doing today. I always found these sayings very fascinating because they appeared for a reason. They obviously have a history. And that, where did they come from? Why did they happen? And why do they persist? That's the more important question. Why do they persist? Because obviously they have a lot of merit, right? So, and I'm going to try and trickle these into the rants all the way through the year of these sayings. So if you have any suggestions of ones, that you may think, hey, I've got this one that's throw it in the comments, not in the chat here, but after the video, leave a comment below. Put in one of these old-fashioned sayings that you've got in your mind, and we'll possibly do a show on it in the future. I'm reaching out to you, right? So if you want to get involved and do that, just leave a comment at the end of the video, because I won't remember anything from the chat, right? Because goldfish brain, right? Hello, Dave Bops. You're in the mood for a rant. Well, it's not going to be an angry one today. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll delve. I don't know. I never know where these are going to go, because I do some research and then I just have some facts and then I kind of just talk shit. Thomas Christ, hello, TC. What's going on? Denise, who's a good girl? Says Denise. Well, are you a good girl, Denise? Sit, roll over. Forest to the Wolf, hello to you. And Riverbend Symbol. And Lewis Cook, hello. G'day, g'day. And you can do these things. They help. They're the things that you see, right? The merch, all this kind of stuff. It has rained, but in relation to the fires and stuff, but it doesn't matter. When a grass fire is out of control here in Australia, no rain can stop it, man. Like, remember, we're a very dry country here, very arid, dry country. And once it's a bit different than like California and stuff like that. That's a very concentrated area. Australia is just like a fucking giant tinderbox, right? And a lot of the fires and stuff actually started because of the rain. I know, right? Because of the thunder and the lightning, especially because of the electrical storms. So it only takes a spark in this country and half the country's on fire. That's the problem, right? That is the problem. One of the biggest problems in this country is people throwing cigarette butts out of their window. It's a stupid thing to do. Don't do it, man. Fucking, right? Give up smoking, in fact. Take up vaping. You'll never set anything on fire with a vape, trust me. Professor Boomer is in the house and asked me at the beginning of the show, is that my dog? No, it's not my dog. I just accosted that dog out in the field. It was roaming around. No, it's just AI. It's just Gemini. The picture of the dog is real. It's a friend's dog that I had in my photo album, right? And that's a real photo of me, and the rest is AI. Right. So, see, I disclose. Gary Hubbs, shared the whole 9 yards. Thank you, Gary Hubbs, for doing that. You're a legend. Good to see you, Gary Hubbs. Boom and Bass Meme dropped new music this week as well. Back in the game, man. Backing in the game. It's been really good seeing you back, Boomer. Good stuff. Who else? Have I got everyone? Have we got everyone? We missed this one. Allegratilla. And Leela, did you get my message, Leela? I sent you a message. Anyway, enjoy, Leela. Hope you're feeling better. Is Leela here? There she is. Blanket hello. She's under a blanket. All right. So we're talking about teaching an old dog new tricks. Obviously, it's a saying, right? It's got a history. So we'll talk about the history, and then we'll delve into why I'm talking about this. So where has it come from? Teaching an old dog new tricks. Actually, the 1950s is where this comes from. So again, this is one of those sayings that has just lasted the time test, right? It's still around with us now. In fact, the earliest recollection of this saying was around 1954, and I think it was from a book called The Boke of Husbandry. The Boke, B-O-K-E, The Boke of Husbandry. And obviously it was about dogs, right? So it was about dogs. And the line from the book was, the older dog will not learn no trickies. The old dog will not learn any tricks, basically. Why will the old dog not learn tricks? Jenny Jolivet, and probably followed by Ron as well. They have just released an album. Oh, it's on Bandcamp, but you're going to hear a bit about that over the next few weeks because Ron and Jenny, they're appearing on the Community Pulse tomorrow. And they're actually sponsoring, the Wolfstone Studio are sponsoring Unearth this week. There you go, big announcement. And they're going to be coming on this show next week. How cool. So they're doing a big media run at the moment, the old Wolfstone Studio. Old dogs don't give a shit anymore. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that too, because that could be it, you know, or are they just set in their ways? So it was literally, the term was literally about working dogs, not just your standard like domesticated dogs, like farm dogs, hunting dogs, herding dogs, all these kind of stuff. You know, the dogs that once they get to a certain age, you're not going to be able to teach them to herd sheep, do all this kind of stuff, do farmyard stuff. There he is, there's Ron. You're not going to be able to teach them to do that. It's a very focused thing, right? So again, probably if you wanted to modernize that story, you're going to look at maybe drug sniffing dogs, right? You're not going to like take a dog that's like 12 years old and be like, hey, want to learn how to sniff cocaine? No, don't let your dog sniff cocaine. Brad, no. Not a good idea. But you're not going to take a 12-year-old dog and try and teach it to sniff out drugs at an airport, are you? Because it's going to have no idea. Like, you have to do this from an early age. It's like dogs for the visually impaired, right? You're not going to take on an old dog that's laying out the back, licking bones and hiding them in the dirt, and then digging them up 2 years later and bringing them in the house and then farting through your house. You're not going to take that dog, and you're not going to teach them how to like be a visually impaired guide dog, are you? It's not going to work, because the problem is they are set in their ways. And if you did that, the poor visually impaired person would be like walking along with their dog going, where are you taking me? Why are we at this place? Why are you digging up a bone from the prehistoric era to suck the marrow out of and then go home and fill the house full of your butt mud? It's not going to work, right? So that is the whole point of the theory, right? And Doug Kidd is here with his little doggy emoji. Welcome, Doug. So it's literally about working dogs. But what's meant by it, right? So training dogs is purely practical, not behavioral or enrichment-based like today. Yes, right? So educating dogs back then was like the way we used to treat kind of people to learn things. And that wasn't really healthy, because it involved this, right? It involved a lot of violence, because we are a violent creature, a species of right? That is the way, right? And people were very violent, very angry with teaching dogs. It was not such a like these days. You see, everything is taught with like uh, rewards, right? Here's a treat, but do the thing. Here's a treat. Do the thing. Here's a treat, and that trains animals. But back then, it was like smack, bang, or yelling at them, and kind of cruelty. So the idea was that dogs already have ingrained habits, right? And a lot of them do, right? Even people, like, we learn bad habits and we stick to them, and they become the things that you end up having to try and break bad habits, right? And or a particular dog was trained for one job, right? Wouldn't speaking about one job, how often these days with people do you like seek something like a service and realize they just have one job? For example, Uber. Let's just, we're skipping off here for a second like we always do in this show. Uber. I call Uber, right? Or I call DoorDash or whatever it is to get some food delivered or whatever delivered. And the company goes, yes, we will make the thing. We will send out the car, and the car comes and picks it up. And you go, cool, that should get to my house, because they've only got one job, don't they? Just pick up the thing and come to the house. And it doesn't always work, does it? They always end up like, hello, I'm calling you. I don't know why I'm doing that weird accent. It's not even a particular like accent. He's like, hello, I'm calling you. Fucking yeah, where are you? I can see you on the map, dude. Why are you like there? How do I find your house? I don't know. It's where I drop the pin on the map. You could follow the pin. Oh, one job. You got one job. It's a saying I throw around all the time. It's amazing how these days, how there are jobs out there with people who only specifically have one job to do. Like that's their speciality. They're just the one thing that they have. And how come they can't do it? Why? Anyone? It's very infuriating. But this is the thing too with training animals. A lot of animals they're trained, and people they're trained for one job in particular, and they don't have the skills to do other things. So they're not. But we do have the power as people, and dogs actually, and animals. They have the power to learn multiple things. We're not just one track mind, right? And the meaning behind it wasn't worth the time and the effort to try and train an older dog when a younger dog will pick things up easily. Like ask Brad, his dogs have picked up peeing on the pee mat really well. Like it's amazing how well they've picked it up after like so many years of me hanging out with Brad every day. I never hear him yell out, "Do it on the pee pad." I never hear it because they've been trained so well. That's not entirely true. So, so the idea is, why waste your time retaining something? So the phrase, the meaning behind this, what it's become is, why waste your time retaining something when it's already doing the job well enough? You follow me, right? Why do you think retired? Try supervising millennials and training. Well, we'll get to that, right? We'll get to millennials as well too, because there's a lot of misconceptions around the way people learn, and it's what we believe. What is the overall like narrative that we throw out there isn't always the case, right? Because things change, and this is like the whole idea behind this show was talking about learning, right? Because what I'm going to try and get this into is like, are we losing the skill of actually learning anything, right? Do people actually want to learn anymore? Like, you've got so many factors, right? The education system failing us, and then do people want to learn things, or are people just content being like my dad used to say all the time, "I'm really happy with my head in the sand," and I'd be like, "Wow, you are a fuckwit." Who would say that? What a really fucking stupid thing to say. So you're basically just yelling out, I love being ignorant. Nah. Like, I'll never understand that. So why did it make sense back there, right? Even for dogs. It was actually never strictly true. Because early dog training, as we mentioned earlier, relied on repetition, punishment, and dominance. Now, that's not really a good learning environment, isn't it? Punishment and dominance. Like, it may work in Guantanamo Bay. I can't even say it. But yeah, it's not really a good thing. And there was the difference between now and like training dogs and stuff like. No, I'm not a dog training expert, so don't to get your info from me. I'm just ranting. There was no neuroplasty with training dogs back then, right? It was just you'll do it or that's it. And older dogs learn more slowly under harsh methods, were less tolerant of repeated drills, and were assumed to be set in their ways. But modern dog behavioral techniques show that dogs can actually learn at any age. So the stats are in now. This is nonsense, but this saying persists, right? Dogs can learn at any age. Older dogs often learn more calmly and consistently. They may take a little bit longer, but their retention is often better. These are facts. These are things that are put out there by dog behavioral experts these days. I've gone and done the research. I just haven't asked ChatGPT. I've gone and found out some of these things, got some overall websites, and then collated them. So for dogs, the saying is outdated. Hello, Joe Glenn. Hope you're well. And Barry, wherever Barry is, if he's tailing behind. So the saying is outdated. And over time, the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, actually jumped from dogs to humans. And that was around between 18th, 19th century, this kind of thing jumped across. And so we moved from the old dog being an old person. New tricks, meaning new skills and or technologies, right? It became a shorthand for change, for resistance to change, right? Or intellectual rigidity, or just basically the old don't get it, right? They just don't get it. And it became not so much around behavior. It became a judgment, right? The term actually became a very judgmental thing of like, these people are that. And so it moved from animals because, like, you know, who cares if you're going to judge animals? Like, that's the way things were. It's all right to say that about animals, but then when it moved to humans, it became more a judgmental thing of like, these people are fucking not worth the time and effort to try and educate or try and learn or help them keep up with what's new. So it was weaponized. Like everything, right? Isn't this the way? Like, it seems like this is all the time. Everything that like comes from some kind of humble beginning ends up just getting weaponized and turned into like, let's find a way to make people feel shit about themselves, because there isn't enough of that, is there? Right? We've got to have more. We've got to find more. We've got to like find other ways to say the same shit to make people feel even shit about themselves. Of course, this is the way it works, right? This is the humans. We just have this innate knack of doing this. And when applied to people, it actually says more like learning ability declines to near zero with age. So basically, old people just give up on them. They're worthless. They can't hold on to things. And like there's reasons for this. Of course, there's reasons for this, and that can be due to some of the ailments that happen to people as we get older, like, you know, our memory loss, and then you've got Alzheimer's and all the things that come with age, of course, right? But take that out of the equation, and if anything, I've seen evidence that this isn't true. In fact, I think if you just want to learn something, you'll fucking learn it, won't you? Right? That's the thing. All right, that's the end of the show. We don't need to talk anymore. But so these things, when applied to old people, it suggests habit equals inability, experience equals inflexibility, right? So this is so weird, isn't it? So when people go for jobs, you fill out a resume and people want you to have experience, and that's how you get the job. But as you get older, people look at you and go, you've got too much experience. You can't learn new things. So, okay, I guess. So somebody who's proven through their past actions that they have an innate ability to pick up a lot of skills, now that they've got a lot of skills, can't learn anymore. That's fucking stupid. That doesn't even make sense. And it's also saying that curiosity expires at the arbitrary number of a birthday. Which, when you think about it on that level, is fucking stupid. Oh no. It's my 53rd birthday. Well, that's me out. I can't learn anymore. I can't. And you know what? The human brain is incredibly malleable, right? You can manipulate your own human brain with ease, and other people can manipulate your brain with ease as well. And the term manipulation, okay? Now, I've been talking to some friends about this word manipulation. This is another word that's been weaponized incredibly, right? These days you hear the word manipulate or manipulation and you instantly think, ooh, that's a bad thing. But, you can manipulate situations for good, right? That doesn't hurt people. And so there's that. I've gone on a tangent. I always do on this stuff. But modern science, let's just throw this. Hello, Russ, as well. Everybody say hi to Russ, because he loves saying hi back individually to all of you. It's one of his favorite things, especially because he's only really got one arm to do it. And it makes me happy knowing that he's struggling to do it. Anyway, but modern science actually suggests the opposite of this stuff. So it says what actually does change with age is that processing speed may slow. That's all, right? And that doesn't mean like you're a gongo bongo. I don't even know what a gongo bongo is, but I'm using it forever. Hello, Mr. Smith. Don't be a gongo bongo. Your working memory can take a hit. Multitasking becomes a little bit harder, but that's not always the case, right? This is generalizations. A lot of this stuff is generalizations. Mr. Smith with the gifted membership goes to Dimebag Darren Coins. He's banked it. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Here's the thing this is right. We focus on but people they may learn slower. But their memory may take a hit. But multitasking does become harder. But I'll tell you what doesn't change, right? So one's learning capacity or their creativity or their hunger to learn. If they are a learned person, if they have a list of experience, just because they get old doesn't mean that they just go, you know what, 53? Nah, not learning anything anymore. Now, some people, we joke about this too. Some people, older people, maybe people on Facebook, like your grandparents, they're kind of not learning, especially with racism and stuff. Which is odd because these people went through the Holocaust. And right now they're sitting there going, nah, everything's normal. Nah, I don't see a problem. So, all right. Maybe you are having some brain melt because there's a lot of parallels going on at the moment. If you didn't know, just the technology's got you bamboozled probably. So pattern recognition doesn't disappear, right? All this stuff stays around. Deep understanding, right? This is stuff that if people have learned this stuff, it just doesn't go away at the arbitrary number change, right? In fact, older learners often learn more conceptually. And I'm sure there may be some of you out there who may have bought an iPad for an elder person in your family. I've done it for a couple of grandparents, and fuck me, the joy The joy of watching them operate an iPad for the first time was just sensational. This is back when Apple gave a fuck about the operating system and made it easy, right? Now, if an old person went into an Apple store, they'd look around and go, why are there so many different models? Why can't we just have one? I'm sure that would happen. But they are better at connecting new knowledge to experience, right? Because that's the thing. When you've got experience, new knowledge that comes in, us as people, we piece it together and match it up with our previous experience and try to adapt to that experience. Is that information that we had from the past maybe outdated, and take in new information and update it? And motivation is intrinsic, right? It's not, it can be ego-driven, I guess. Some people, everybody's different, right? Look, Russ's mum loved her iPad for word games. And there's a whole lot of things you can do with the iPad that is just amazing. Mascara Snake, hello. Great to see you on Gmaze yesterday. So we're talking about where they're saying it can teach an old dog new tricks, right? Everyone learns differently too. Exactly, right? So this is the thing. Everybody's different. We've all come from different backgrounds and had different upbringings and all this stuff. That all has to be taken into account. I'm just talking shit, right? You know that. That's what I do every Monday, Sunday morning for you. Here's the interesting thing. Why the phrase sticks around? Why are we still using it now? Why is it still a thing? Why is it a part of our vernacular in 2025? Because it justifies laziness. From teachers, right? Or companies or platforms. It does. It's like, well, there's a sector of people I don't want to go out of my way to help, where we can focus on this demographic and maybe manipulate them a little bit more. Get right. We can't pull the wool over their eyes as much. But it does, because you can sit there and say that we live in a world where people don't want to learn anything anymore. But in saying that too, you've got to acknowledge that maybe some teachers are out there as lazy as fuck as well too. And they're just punching in and just pulling the motions. So the education system ain't perfect as well too. There's people, look, everything just comes down to people, doesn't it? It's like the AI generative shit at the moment. We can sit here and blame Suno till the cows come home. But Suno's not self-generating the music, is it? It's the people. The excuses that are made, they just won't get it. They just won't get this. It's just this blanket. They won't get this. This isn't for them. It shifts the blame away from the system as well. It shifts the blame away from the system of education, because they don't want to take any accountability on maybe, because here's the good bit, right? This is the really good bit. Maybe it's not you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can't teach an old dog new old shit. An old dog old shit. Like that we're still teaching people old methods. People haven't updated all their, just for example, right? Just like with copyright law, so many laws haven't been updated to today's modern world. Maybe we're just teaching people shit that's way old and needs to be updated, right? And this is one thing. It protects gatekeepers. That's the one thing that YouTube's done, right? YouTube has opened the floodgates to really just turn the screws on gatekeepers. Anybody, because, in every kind of sector, everything out there in life, there's gatekeepers. You see them on even YouTube, right? The people who are like, hi, I've got this, I'm going to teach you how to do compression. And they'll show you like two things, and then they go, but make sure you sign up with your email, because I've got this piece of paper. Well, it's not real. It's a PDF. 10 tips on how to use compression. It's like, but that's why I clicked on the video. I thought you were going to teach me the compression in the video. What? I now have to give you my email address, and you're going to send me some shitty fucking PDF that only gives me a bunch of tips and really doesn't help me at all, because you want me to sign up to your course, you fucking absolute right? So there's gatekeepers even there too. People, they're going to put it behind a paywall, aren't they? They're going to like, I've got the answers for you, but if you pay the money, man. Sales funnels, they're a thing, right? And but then there's channels like this. There's channels like Pete Johns. There's lots of channels out there that just give it all away. Here you go, have it. I don't give a shit. Take it, because information and education, it should be free. It should be. That's what we want to do. We want to keep everyone up to date. We want to keep everybody educated. We want to have people like in the know, and so they're not getting screwed over. And we'll get to the education system because obviously it is broken, isn't it? Right? And I'm sure if you're all in my age group or below, actually, how old are people who watch this show? Shall we have a quick look at that? Let's check the stats. All right, here's my age groups that watch this show. Wow. 0.1%, 13 to 17. That's probably remnants before the government came in and banned children under 16, I guess. But when I first started this channel, right, the majority of my viewers were this. 65, 55, and 45. That was the majority. But look, it's starting to actually pan out. 24%, 25 to 34. 18, 11%. It's stretched out. It was all just here. I had nothing in this area. So I'm reaching a broad range of people, which is very exciting. Which instantly, before even gathering any of this information, makes me think, wow, there are a lot of people wanting to learn, because the stigma is now that young people don't want to learn anything. How do you know? How do we know this? Why are we fucking saying this shit? Because there are statistics out there that say otherwise. Is it just like because fucking we get all our information now from YouTube? From Facebook, I meant. YouTube's actually got better information than Facebook. If you're getting your information from Facebook, maybe not. Even X. Don't get your information from X, really. Do you know Australia's talking about banning X at the moment? And so are the UK. Funny about that. I mean, I guess when you start an AI chatbot that starts taking clothes off children, it's probably not going to work for the rest of us around the world. I don't know about you guys in America, but you seem to be okay with it, with Elon Musk and stuff. But I think the rest of the world's kind of going, nah, we're not into that. But just a little side note there. Yeah. And do you know the way Elon Musk approached it when people complained about this new feature that you can take a photo of anybody, even a child, and put it into Grok and ask it to remove their clothes? Do you know what he did to fix it? He put it behind a paywall. Just let that sink in for a minute. That's a guy who's employed by the government. Just so we're on the level here. That's where we're at the moment. We all good? There's nothing wrong with this world at the moment, is there? Everything's all right. Perfect. Good stuff. The richest man in the world is offering a service to take clothes off children. Just let it sink in for a minute. Because the news ain't covering it. Because why would they? Donald Trump sucks the air out of everything every day. Hey, look what I'm doing. Who cares? You're an idiot. Tangents. Sorry for the tangent, but, hey, look, this is what's going on. Modern, more accurate translation of this term, right, should be, you can't teach an old dog new tricks the same way you can teach a young dog. Isn't that a nicer way of putting things, right? It still means you can still teach, and old dogs can still learn, but maybe just not the exact same tricks, and maybe not at the same time. It's all in the phrasing, isn't it? It's all in the way you deliver things, right? It's like if you keep telling yourself or telling people that they're stupid, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, and you're dumb, well, they tend to remain dumb. They start to believe it, right? Or, so that was for dogs. Maybe for humans, we could change it to, I don't know, you can't teach older learners the same way you teach beginners with no context. Is that too long? It makes more sense. Right? But again, see, we don't like update these things. We just hold on to because tradition, right? Tradition. Yay. Tradition's a bag of shit, man. Tradition used to be like, hey, look at those people, the different colored skin. Let's make them slaves. That was tradition. Tradition's shit, man. Fucking, I'm so tired of people going, oh, but it's tradition. Fuck your tradition. Your tradition's full of fucking psychopaths. I don't like tradition, and we should update these things, and we should be constantly updating things. And this is why I think we're in the mess that we are in the world, is that we don't update things. We have this amazing technology, the internet. How long have we had the internet for? 40 odd years? And we still haven't updated the fucking laws around it? What is going on? Why are we paying these people that are in control? Let's just talk about some statistics now for a little bit, right, about learning, because you may be surprised. The UK Adult Participation in Learning survey from 2024 shows that 52% of adults said that they're currently learning or have learned in the last 3 years. People are learning. Like, people want to learn. 52% of adults currently learning or have learned. And this is like older adults here in this bracket. Participation drops with age. Likelihood of learning decreases by 4% for each additional year of age. This is by the Bureau of Statistics. Among learners, 95% used technology as part of learning, including online videos. YouTube has become a massive source for people learning, and in some of these stats too, I think it's not only YouTube that's included; it's other learning platforms as well. Because there are a lot of other learning platforms out there that are similar to YouTube that you pay subscriptions for, and you watch a lot of learning stuff, right? And there's a lot of content creators on YouTube who are part of these offshoot. Learning. I can't think of the names at the moment. Pete will probably, if he's still here, will be on it. I just can't think of him. Yeah, tradition is a excuse. So people that are 30 learn 120% less. Yeah, look, this is from the Learning and Work Institute. It's a brutal stat, it says. So that is from that institute. Again, everyone's going to have. It's hard to go and find statistics out there, right? Because again, people take small snapshots and then turn that into a broader use for everyone, and they're going to be different results. This is one of the hard things. Plus, we're going to get to this as well too, with misinformation on the rise. That's a very concerning thing too. Most educated countries. Where are we? So, using 2022's OECD data on learning, the countries that are doing the best at learning, ouch, Canada. This is 2022, 63%. So Canada is up there, right? Ireland, Japan, Korea. And Australia is tied with a few other countries. America's not doing so good. Room for improvement, but I don't have much hope. And I'll tell you why. It's not because I don't have faith in American people. I love American people so much. But I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like that Linda McMahon, the wife of Vince McMahon, the rapist from WWE, is in control of the education system. Just let that sink in. Linda McMahon, the woman from the WWE, whose some of her best performances on WWE was when Vince McMahon was having a sexually charged affair with Trish Stratus right in front of his wife's face, and then she was in a coma and they wheeled her out in a wheelchair and were having sex in front of her. It's a pretty good qualification to be the head of education in America, isn't it? To be a part of the WWE. A traveling circus of men in tights pretending to punch each other 365 days a year. It's not very good, is it? She's in control of the education system. Have you seen her face as well? Holy fuck. That woman's had more plastic surgery. She looks like, I don't know if you've ever seen Ray Belknap. He's the guy who listened to the Judas Priest song and heard the message, do it, do it, do it. And he tried to shoot himself in the face and he missed. And now he looks like a hand puppet. That's what Linda McMahon looks like. Except she didn't misfire shooting herself in the face. She looks like that naturally. Just think about that. We could do a comparison between the two. I'm getting off topic, I know, but you got to have a laugh. Good times. MC Like a Duck says, I'm an American, but I moved to Europe 22 years ago because of the death of culture and right-wing idiocy. Yeah. Well, I learn everything from the WWE, trust me. Look, I'm a WWE fan. I still watch wrestling. I'm a child at heart. But I don't want the people who run the WWE to be running government. I'll tell you why. Because the WWE is a sleight of hand. It's like a magic show. It's putting on a performance of fake fighting. And it's all like how to create stories that engross you, but at the same time suck you in because they're not real. And I don't want those people that are creating bullshit in my politics. Because this is what happens, what you have now. Bullshit. People that are qualified in creating bullshit, kayfabe, yeah. Doing kayfabe in politics, it's not a really good idea, is it? Now, literally, YouTube has literally become a learning platform. There's no doubt about that. And so many older people use YouTube, right? So Pew Research, again, I've tried to go to places to get information. 2018, roughly half of YouTube users say that YouTube is very important for helping them figure out how to do things they've never done before. Now, so I'm not just talking about music here. I'm sure many of you have done this, right? I've done this with so many things like a pipe under my sink. How to get the fucking pipe off under the sink. These blinds that I have. What the fuck are these blinds? How the fuck do you take these blinds down? And you just go on YouTube and look for fucking, what are these blinds? And you will eventually find it. You will find somebody who's got those fucking blinds that you just go, nobody's going to have these blinds. I worked out how to take them down thanks to YouTube. So it's not only like music or all the stuff you can learn here. There's so many fucking little small things you can learn on YouTube. You can just normally find it. YouTube has become the absolutely, for me especially, because I mostly watch. I watch YouTube more than, I don't even watch commercial TV or anything like that. So this 41% of YouTubers users age 65 plus included in stats learning more, learning so much. So that's big numbers, right? Compared to, what is it, 41% of YouTube users age 65 plus versus 53% of users 18 to 29. So very close statistics between those very broad age ranges are using YouTube to learn, which is great, right? Because that's what I do here. I'm a learning channel with stupid shows here and hither tither. And hello, Zach Thong. Great to see you up on Gmaze yesterday. Awesome stuff. We just got to get your mic sorted, mate, and then we can hear you talk. Doug Kidder says, I've never performed this type of brain surgery before. Bring that up on YouTube video. Yeah, look, hey, we're close. There are some people who do go into, what about the woman who shows you how to burst boils and pimples, the pimple popper, Dr. Pimple Popper? I would never have known how to get to those huge pimples without Dr. Pimple Popper, right? There you go. Brain surgeon says dating isn't brain surgery. I like that, some guy. Music learning on YouTube. Now, one of the things that I know Pete says, I say it as well too. Music learning is great. There's so many places out there to learn things. And look, the number one video you can always rest assured, if a content creator is falling on some hard times, run out of ideas, just do another video on compression, because somehow compression just, I don't know what it is about compression. I think it's that, as a collective, musicians have just decided, you know what, I just don't get it. So even if I learn it, the next day I'll forget it. I've just trained my brain to not learn compression. But it's one of those videos that you can always guarantee you do and it'll get views, because compression seemingly, it doesn't make sense for a lot of people. And it's not really it certainly isn't rocket science, right? The thing is, you've got some music, some parts are quieter and some parts are louder. And when you do use compression, it brings the quiet parts up to the loud parts. That's all there is. It's not really that hard, right? Hey. So surveys have shown from people using YouTube, and this was, where was this from? ABRSM. Can't remember what that stands for. And this is a UK survey, that 21% of people using YouTube, or specifically like musicians or musically inclined people, are learning an instrument right now. 17% are learning to sing on YouTube. 7% are writing music, songwriting, or music production. But the thing is, you can't get bogged down into just learning all the time. Hey, Brad, you've got to go and do it. See, if you just spend all your time watching tutorials, well, you're not actually doing anything, right? So you've got to take some breaks away from the tutorials and go and make something. Or in fact, just go make something, and then when you come across an issue, go, I might go and find the answer to that. Because like people can get stuck down into the funnel of just constantly watching tutorials and never actually doing, right? It's easy to do. It's what got me into doing this channel, because I was very excited about apps. I would buy a lot of apps, but I was very careful with my apps purchasing, because I would watch a lot of tutorials first to see if the app was worth my money, and then go and spend. And then doing this, right, I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to help people like make a decision. I don't want to sell you apps. I'm not a salesperson. I always say this, but I want to give you an overall view of if the app is going to do all the things that you need to do, because money's tight, right? It's a lot tighter than my ex-wife. Oh, still got it. This survey actually says that participation drops with age. See, this is completely different things, right? Learning, playing, studying music goes from 61% primarily aged down to 21% in older adults. I don't know. I see a lot of older people in this community making music and learning heaps of stuff. I see a lot of people learning, so I don't think... Anyway, let's get to the last bit of this. Here's where it's going to get tough. Here's my opinion on where things are going to get tough. It's of course around AI, because we've got a lot of people getting sucked into slop and misinformation, and we've discussed this on these rants many times. There's a reason why these governments are actually investing so much in AI and not allowing it to do the things that they promised it to. Here's a good one here. When watching a tutorial, use the pause button. Dude, I can't agree more. This is gold right here. I do this so much. I sit there, hit the pause button, try it out on my iPad, do the thing. All right. If I didn't catch it all, go back, right? It's worth your time. But misinformation, dear oh dear. And we're already seeing it, right? We're already seeing people get sucked into this bullshit, the groks, the videos that are being made, the deep fakes, the bullshit misinformation news, and these people. The problem with it is, well, let's go through it. We'll go point by point. We'll start here. Thank you, Dave Bobs. I'm going to start with this. In fact, are younger generations less willing to learn? We've got 10 minutes to go through this. There's no solid evidence across a lot of statistics that younger people inherently don't want to learn. What's shifted from these statistics is how they learn and what they actually value. We are becoming a very individualized society with the invention of social media. Everything's very self-focused on, look at my dinner. Like it's really important. There's chips on this plate. It's like, yes, we've all had chips, honey. But the trends overall that are being seen is that learning preferences have changed. Younger learners often prefer interactive, tech-enabled formats like YouTube, which is strange, right? That the powers that be are doing their absolute darndest to take away these platforms from young people. Interesting. Interesting, that, isn't it? Over traditional lectures, younger people prefer these kind of platforms. So why not? Hey, why not? If the statistics are showing that like kids are actually learning more from these technologies, then let's take it away from them. And I don't know, let's use the guise of like there are bad people out there that might, do things to them. Kind of like the president. And Elon Musk, hey? Doesn't make sense, does it? Let's take away the bad people from the bad people that are in control. Weird stuff, that. Attention is more divided. So is it, some of the statistics I've read over the last week while, looking into this stuff, is that the overall consensus is that we're becoming goldfish and we don't have attention spans. But is it that? Because there's statistics out there showing that it's not that. It's just that there's so many different places demanding people's attention that people's brains are trying to compensate and funnel their information across all of these different avenues. And that's the thing, right? The way to get away with shit, what we're seeing kind of with the US government at the moment, is to just keep throwing stuff at you every day so there's no time to process, right? Keep the fucking train coming at you and you just... and people are like going, I wonder why everybody's so anxious and depressed. It's pretty clear, right? Overload, people. Fucking, that's it. So content, and this is, again, too, there's strategies behind everything. Like, look at Facebook. Why did they buy, like, WhatsApp and Instagram? Because they want to own these things. It is by design, right? And they want to keep you in these funnels. So you leave Facebook and go to Instagram. And they want to overwhelm you with all of this fucking shit, right? The more content, and you can, like you see it all the time, people going, I'm leaving Facebook, I'm going over to Instagram. And all the same cunts are over there. Saying the same bullshit, arguing with the same fucking people, because they've created these funnels. They've funneled us all into. They've corralled us. We are the old dogs being corralled. Oh my God, I'm seeing it all in front of me right now. Oh. Motivation is pragmatic, right? They learn skills. They feel directly useful to themselves. Coding, digital media, all these things that they take on. It's very individualized, right? The learning, where blanket learning skills was the way to go. In fact, this is the thing, and we all know this. Why? Why did they not teach us how to pay our bills? Like, this is such a. Why do they not teach us what a mortgage is? Why do they not teach us money management and all this stuff? They teach us the numbers, but nobody teaches you money. There's a fucking reason, I'm telling you. There is an absolute reason, because they want you to fail, right? And be in debt and all that stuff. Is there a decline in learning? Some evidence, certain academic benchmarks have dipped in parts in the world. Math scores, literacy in specific age groups have dropped, but it's not uniform, and it's not proof that young people don't want to learn. Right? There's a lot of reasons for this stuff too. Curriculum misalignment with real-world goals, which I just said right then, right? Inequality to access of quality schooling. right? We know this stuff. There's forever and a day. Socioeconomic stresses, mental health and burnout, which comes from just the throwing this shit, yeah? Love the mug. They're on the, if you want to get a cunt mug, you can get them on the store. There's cunt tops. There's massive cunt tops. There's super cunt tops. You can, in the description. Lastly, we got 5 minutes, right? So look, kids actually do want to learn. Hey, JDL. Kids want to learn. Like, you can't just blanket statement say kids don't want to fucking learn. They do. Kids want to, younger people want to take, they're sponges. Nothing's changed. We're all fucking sponges, right? We do naturally want to learn things, right? We're inquisitive creatures. We are. That's never going to really change. It's just like, you got to remember, there's a lot of people pushing narratives out there, and when you're getting your narrative out there, and people are starting to just believe it without questioning it, this is where the problems start. And that's our last thing we're going to talk about: the AI impact on education, right? The reliance on just putting in a prompt and getting something back instead of, like what I do. When I use AI to get information for things like this, I will go and seek out websites and try and collate a bunch of websites myself, and then put all of those into an AI to, like, this is just, what do they call it? What's that old school thing they used to call, where you'd like get in, put it all together? That's how you use AI, like ChatGPT. Go find the information, put it all together, it collates it all together for you, instead of you relying on it going to get the information, because you don't know where it's always getting the information from. But if you go out and find the right stuff, you will get better results, okay? But the problem is with AI that it's lying, and it's getting its information from Reddit in some cases. This is, again, why you just don't want to do a blanket search with AI, because it's going to get information from Reddit. And now this information is starting to creep in to people's learning habits. Coalesce. There you go. and that's a problem, right? That's a problem, because I can get on Reddit right now and go type in a bunch of nonsense, just gobbledygook, and AI will start dragging from that. And in education systems, this is where it's going to be a problem, right? That kids aren't going to go and do that, or even adults aren't going to go, oh, you sure? Bingy bongy woody boo is not a word? I don't know. AI said it was. Right? So, some problems. And just with misinformation, right? Because I'll tell you what's really scary. The last thing we'll end on today, what I find really scary is, because we are expected with misinformation and AI, and when people see stuff on YouTube, if it's AI produced, or even on Facebook, they see things that's AI produced, people are going to go, oh, and they're just going to believe it. And they're not going to do any research. And there's only going to be so long people are going to be questioning and going, oh, I'm going to have to look into that. And that's going to wear down, that people are going to get sick and tired of having to go and question, to the point that people are just going to stop questioning it. That's the problem that we have, right? So, I don't know. I think we just got to be vigilant and keep learning. That's my advice. I love learning every day, man. I get out of bed excited because I get the chance to learn something new, hopefully, and I get the chance to be proven wrong, because I love being wrong. Because if you're right all the time, what's the fucking point of being alive? There's nothing wrong with being wrong, okay? In fact, it's right to be wrong, because eventually your wrongness will become right for a period of time until new information comes. And then you'll be wrong again and able to be right once again, right? Am I wrong? Are you confused? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just a ranting tranny from Melbourne who likes music and hanging out with you all. But don't give up hope. Again, that's the point. Because I see heaps of you learning all the time, and people are learning. People haven't given up, right? Don't fall for the bullshit narrative that everything's always shit and nobody's learning everything and music's over and there's going to be no more musicians ever again. It's all fucking lies. And you know how you do it? You just say, no, I don't believe you, because I'm learning. And I want to learn, and I see other people learning as well too. Just don't believe it. It's bullshit. They're fucking lying to you, trying to make you think that it's not worth doing anything. But it is, because here we are, making great music, having a good time. Pete Johns is going to be playing your music right now in a show called Your Music Live. And I'm going to send you over there, and I'm going to thank you all for hanging out with me and letting me talk shit every Sunday to you. Have a great day. See you over at Pete's. We've got a great week of entertainment coming up, as always, on this channel. Love you loads. Do all the things that make you happy. And, of course, don't be a... See you later.